but I really loved this. I thought it was so adorable. I saw it, automatically had to have it. So I'm really pleased I have this second one, and I'm always on the hunt for more. Look, do I need to be buying books when I'm currently moving? No. Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we're at the start of another weekly reading vlog, and this week I really want to focus on reading the library book. So this is the book I picked up as part of the May reset video where I went to my local library just seeing what was there, what was on offer. There was a couple books to choose between, but I ended up going for The Bandit Queens because this is a book I have heard some good things about. It was a book I was thinking I might get eventually, but I wasn't sure how much I would enjoy this one because I would say it's a little bit outside my usual reading taste. But I'm excited to give this one a try. This is by Parini Shiroff. I don't really know what this one is about. I attempted to start reading this during my lunch break at work and I got to 4 sentences in, but those 4 sentences were good. So, you know, that's good. But in this one, we're following Geeta. And Geeta is believed to have killed her vanished husband, a rumour she hasn't bothered trying to correct because a reputation like that can keep a single woman safe in rural India. But then she's approached by other women who want her help with their abusive husbands. And so ensues the story. I'm really intrigued by this. I think it's going to be a good time. Like I say, a little bit outside my usual reading taste, but that's the point of these reset videos and like the reset picks, is to read books that I haven't heard loads and loads of people talking about, that might be a little bit outside my comfort zone, but are books that, you know, sound interesting. This is one of those. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've only got a week to read this one and then it's got to go back. So this is the main focus for this week. We'll see how much I actually get read. If you've been watching the last couple of videos, you would know that I am in the middle of moving. So my days have been really busy because I'm still at work. So say for example, this morning, I'm going to be going to the flat to move some stuff. I've also got work later and also trying to keep up on top of editing and everything. It's been a busy time, so we'll see how much of this I can get read during this weekly vlog. I think I'll definitely get this one finished. It's just whether I will get anything else finished. Hopefully I will though, because on Wednesday I have got a trip away. It's actually for my partner's birthday and we're celebrating it a little bit earlier because it's just the time off that we've got. It's like a 4-hour train journey. So definitely get some reading time at the very least in then, which will be great. So yeah, we will see how much we get read during this weekly reading vlog. If I finish that one early, I might start, well, I've got a few other books on my TBR, so we'll see what happens and what I end up picking up. I do want to pick up an ebook, as I always like to have a physical and an ebook on the go. I don't know what one I'm going to be picking up. I've got 2 to choose between. I've got one that was sent to me by an indie author, which I'm thinking I might just pick that one up first because it's going to be a quicker read. So thank you so much again, Mark, for that. I will be, yeah, you know what, let's just start with that one and then I can always move on to the Instagram book club afterwards, because that's the other one I have to read this month. For an Instagram book club that I'm part of, we're reading What the River Knows, so I think I'm going to start that one after the other one. Hang on a minute, let me get it all up. The one I've been thinking about starting and picking up next is Kestron, which is by Mark Mukaracha. I'm so sorry, Mark. I do this every time over your surname. I always stumble a little bit on it and I do apologise. But I read the first book by Mark and really enjoyed it. That was for the Your Paper Quest reading vlog that I did and I got sent the book in there. And it was really good, really kind of like cozy fantasy vibes. And this is the second book, so he asked if I would like to read it. Of course I said yes. And this one isn't too long, 407 phone pages. So I imagine that I should be able to get to this one pretty quickly. I don't know too much what this one is about. I don't really need to know because I know I like Mark's writing and it will just be a cozy fun time. And then if I get time, I'll go on to the second ebook, which is What the River Knows. That's kind of the plans for this week. I have been listening to an audiobook, which is Pure Things by Alistair, I want to say De Grey. Did I get that right? Alistair Gray, not D. Gray. We were close, we were pretty close, but I am 41% way through of the audiobook for this and I've decided to pick up an audiobook, which is very rare for me because I do struggle with audiobooks just in terms of retaining information, but because I'm so busy and doing so much at the flat, it just means that I can still read while I'm busy doing other things. So that is what I've decided to go with. This is a very interesting book. I picked it up because of Willow when she said it was a really good book for fans of Frankenstein, which I love Frankenstein. And this one, we're following a doctor who has seen this woman drowned. She was also pregnant with a baby, and he couldn't save the woman, but the baby was fine. And so what he decided to do is a bit of an experiment and take the baby's brain and put it inside the body of the woman. I mean, it questions that line of morality, just like what Victor Frankenstein did in Life Over Death, Hubris, that sort of thing. It's a really interesting and weird book, but I'm really enjoying it. So probably going to be listening to more of that as I move and do things. So that's it for this little intro. I say little, I did ramble on for a little bit, but that is the plans for this week in terms of reading and what I'm up to. I hope you're all doing really, really well. Let me know what you've been up to, what's something good that's happened lately. Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I'm going to do some food and then we're going to run to the flat, which I said in last week's reading vlog I was going to do an overview of how many books I've moved. I completely forgot to actually put it in there, so I'm going to do that for you now. So the next thing you see will be the flat and how many books I've moved, which, to be fair, pretty good. I've left these ones because they're in shot for the camera, so you've got a nice little bit of a background, and the same on the other side where I tend to film on my bed, but everything else was slowly going. I'm so impressed. It's been a lot to move, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm actually really hungry, so let's go do some food and then we'll run to the flat. I have woken up to a severe disruption in this week's plans, so I'm no longer going away during this week, which is fine. It's just there's been a train strike which wasn't meant to affect us that is now affecting us, so we can't get down there, which is fine. We've rescheduled and everything, but that does mean Wednesday and Thursday I have free as my days off. So the plan is, today is completely pouring down with rain, so I was going to do a run to the flat. That's not going to happen now because it's raining too much, so instead I'm going to spend some time getting some editing done this morning. Tomorrow, work again. Today I've got work in the afternoon as well, so work both days, get some editing done, and then Wednesday, that's when we're going to do more runs to the flat. But it also means it probably is going to slow down my reading plans because I'm not going to have the 4-hour train journey that I thought I was going to have on the way there and then on the way back to read. But I have made some progress with the Bandit Queens and I'm really enjoying this one actually. So I'm up to page 100, kind of in the middle of a chapter, but I'm finding that there are quite good breaks in this, so it's pretty easy to pick up and put down. But I'm currently on chapter 9 and it is really good. I'm really enjoying this. So we are following Geeta's perspective, and as it says on the synopsis, Geeta's husband has disappeared for the last 5 years and people in her village think that she is the one that's actually murdered him because he was a really awful person. She hasn't done that. He just kind of upped and left one day, but she hasn't bothered trying to protest her innocence. 1, because people aren't going to listen to her, and 2, because that fear gives her a certain amount of respect within this village, which is better for her protection anyway. However, one day this woman Farah comes up to her and goes, I want what you did. I want you to help me get free of my nose ring, which is basically a phrase that they use for not being married anymore. And Geeta's like, no way, you're crazy. And then, you know, she sees what Farah's going through, the abuse that she is dealing with, and she's like, you know what, fine, I will help you. So they start coming up with ideas that they can do to get rid of Farah's husband, and you just see that kind of develop. Also how Geeta has kind of, because she feels so ostracized by the village, she has no friendships or anything like that, and you see how it's made her really prickly and really defensive, and seeing how Farah's trying to slowly become friends with Geeta and how Geeta's like, no, I can't have anyone close to me. Also another person gets involved, and it's just seeing this group trying to come together and the things that they've got to overcome at the same time, as well as the harsh realities of what it's like in rural India in some of these places, and how harsh it is, and how the women are treated, and the expectations that are there. Like, Geeta is seen lesser than because she doesn't have a child. You'll see the women, how they constantly, like, if they say anything that's slightly resembling complaining about being a parent, they're like, oh no, but the joys of parenthood. It's really eye-opening, but it also shows how a woman's value is in the fact that she can reproduce. It's not in herself, and how horrible that is to be seen that way. So it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. And also we have this running tale of the Bandit Queen going through it that Geeta always thinks about, and this is a tale that she grew up hearing about this 11-year-old girl that was sold off to this 33-year-old man who's very mistreated, and she runs away, and then all these horrible situations that she ends up in, but how she always comes to overcome them and ends up as the Bandit Queen going around killing men. I really am enjoying this. This is really good. Like, it's obviously there's trigger warnings in this because you've got abusive relationships in here. It doesn't gloss over what's going on. It really shows you, no, this is what's happening. And I like that. I like that frankness about things, but it's also showing that chance for we can be better, and showing that and proving that to people. And I'm really liking this. There are some really nice light-hearted moments in here to kind of balance out a lot of the darkness that you're getting, but I don't know, I think it's really good. I like seeing this relationship grow, and I'm really intrigued to see where the rest of this is going to go, because I feel like there's definitely going to be more happening. I'm so intrigued. It's been really fun, and it's such an easy read, so definitely one that I'm pleased that was in the library, because again, this is one that I would have been like, oh, I'll get around to it eventually, and most likely never really would. I love these reset videos for, like, the reset video book picks for this, because you know what, some of them have been flops, but then some are like this, where they're books that I never would have heard of, or I never would have actually got around to picking up, and then I do it and I end up enjoying it. And so yeah, this is really good. Would really recommend this one so far. I'm really enjoying it. I like seeing the way that the village is kind of set up, the way that they gossip about things, the way that they can tear someone down, but then also those fleeting moments of friendship and blossoming, and seeing those connections made, and also getting over something horrible and proving, you know, I'm a survivor, I'm getting over this, I will not be defined by the abuse that I've been through. And I really like that. So yeah, this is really good. In terms of that, the ebook, oh, let me get the ebook. So Kestrion is the ebook I ended up going for. I'm about a third of the way through this. This is the second book of the Creatures of Flynn series. The first one, Mordax, which I already mentioned, I read that in a video, and that one was quite, I liked that one. It's all taken place in this small village, and it is in a fantasy world, and we're mainly following Harriet. And in the first book you see how the village kind of gets swayed to take this drug that's been promoted by this doctor, except it's doing really weird things to the village. But I liked, it was like a sleepy cozy fantasy, and this second one, Kestrion, gives me those same vibes. It's got that same sleepy feel to it. So in this one we're focused more on a war, and Harriet is having these kind of dreams / flashbacks to the past that are all kind of started off because she sees a body, and now she's trying to solve the mystery of what actually happened. Like, it's a really easy readable book. I think if you like cozy fantasy but you want a bit more of a plot line to it, then these are good books to do that with, because it does just feel like I'm being sat down and told a story, and like I should be around like a fire with a hot drink and you're being told a story on a cold night or something. That's what these books remind me of. So they're really easily readable. They're not going to be my new favourite books, but if I want that cozy feeling, these are a good one for it. So I would recommend having a little look, checking it out if you're interested. But so far I'm enjoying this. It's giving me those immediate cozy feels, which is what I wanted from this. I honestly, I have to admit, I was a bit like, I don't know if we can pull off those cozy feels again, but actually done it really well. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm intrigued to see what the memories are all going to end up connecting to. Like, the memories all start off because there's this war going on and Harriet doesn't want to be left behind. She wants to go and help her family in the war. She's like, I can help you, and they're like, no, you need to stay at home, you need to stay with your mother, you need to help look after your little sister and the new baby that's on the way. Unfortunately, there's a bit of tragedy with that, but it's got the elements of fantasy, like with certain plot lines, but you combine it with actually a cozier feeling, so nothing feels too high stakes, even though there's stuff going on. So I don't know, I like it. It's a good time. So continuing on with that one. And then that's it, really. Yesterday, got some editing done at the flat, which was really nice. I'm really pleased with that. That's it. Today's going to be, like I say, another editing morning because it is a washout of a day. It is just raining and nobody wants to be carrying books in the rain. Like, that's just not a good idea. So edit this morning, get all of that done, and then we'll see where the rest of the week takes us. But yeah, that's it really. I don't have too much else to say apart from the fact that I'm enjoying both books and that the reading time I thought I was going to get in the next couple of days isn't happening. Now, technically, yes, I could just sit and read for those few hours, but because I am moving, I'm just wanting to get it done. Like, I'm feeling really restless. I really just want to get stuff done. Sitting down when because I was away, that was giving me a forced break from all the moving stuff for me to sit down and read on the train and, you know, take a bit of time away from it. Now that's not happening, I'm like, I just kind of want to get stuff done. This is what it ends up being like. I can't sit still. Like, I end up finding my mind's too restless. Like, even yesterday when I was editing at the flat, I would edit for like 20 minutes and then I'd have to get up and do something else. So then I got up, I did something else, like I did some rearranging, then I sat down for a bit and edited again, and then I was like, oh okay, well actually why don't I pop to the shop, I can get some bits in, like cat litter and stuff, like those little things. Like, it took me so long to edit what should have been a quick time, but I was too restless to sit there and do it. So I know that's what it's going to be like when it comes to reading as well. So I guess we're going to see what happens, but at the very least I will be continuing on with the Bandit Queen and getting this one finished this week because I'm really enjoying it. I just thought I would get another book done this week, which I now don't think is going to happen, but I mean as in another physical book done. The ebook will happen, that's easy enough, but we'll see. We will see what happens. But for now, I'm going to go do some food actually. Let's go do some food. I haven't actually been cooking for work. Like, normally I'm really good at cooking for work, but I've been so busy, and again I've just been like, I just want to get stuff done, that I haven't been cooking for work, but I've been making sure I cook for lunch. Does it make sense? No. But you know what, let's go make a egg and cheese sandwich. We'll do that together. I'll actually film that one because I've been talking about it loads. Not that there's anything fancy, it's literally bread, cheese, egg. That's it. Anyway, right, I'm rambling. I need to stop rambling. Let's just get on and do things. Morning. I've got such a good day planned. It's my day off today. I'm off today and tomorrow. Pretty sure I tell you this so many times throughout a week of when I'm off and stuff. Anyway, today is productive. I'm going to be going over to the flat, getting a few things done. Very excited about all of that. But before we do all of that, I need to talk about the Bandit Queens, because I finished this yesterday and I was cackling. I really enjoyed the ending of this book. So this does tackle a lot of darker themes, a lot of how women are mistreated and how a lot of things are swept up under the cover of, well, you're married, so therefore these things, well, they're just part of marriage and you have to deal with those. And it's, you know, it's really horrible. It's a horrible situation to be in, how people turn a blind eye to these things, and, you know, it's not the easiest read at times. So do check your trigger warnings if you're sensitive to anything like that. There is a lot, and it's quite frank about it as well. It's very frank about the abuse that they receive and the way women are perceived, and how having a child, well, that's the point of being a woman and all of this. And part of that is to do with their beliefs and everything, but also, you know, it's frustrating to read, especially as someone that comes from England and seeing that, you know, it's so frustrating, and you want to have better for these women to have the option, the choice. I'm someone that chooses to not have kids. I zero interest in having children, but I'm lucky that I have that option. I have that choice. That's what I want for everyone. Like, if you choose to have kids, amazing. If you choose not to have kids, also amazing. And that's what is really prevalent in this book, is you see how restricted these women are, how much is what the men allow them to have, and it's so frustrating. At the same time, this is really well balanced with humour. Like, it's got a good streak of humour in it, and I really enjoyed it for that. I also enjoyed seeing these women come together, and it was just so good, like so angry and frustrating at times, but so funny and entertaining, and it was a really good mix. This is definitely a book that I would like to get for my shelves and eventually reread, because it was just such a good time. So yeah, I'm really pleased I read this one, and I got it from my library. It was brilliant. So yeah, I had such a good time. Would really recommend. So again, this isn't the normal book that I would, well, I say that because this is kind of, because it's got murder, it's like a thriller, it's kind of dealing with other things, and those are things that I generally like. I can tend to read those books because of recommendations of others. I struggle to find them for myself. I don't know, maybe I just need to like look in different places, but this was really good. I really enjoyed it. Would really recommend. And the story of the Bandit Queen, it is spoke about in the author's note that this was actually based on an actual person, and you know, it's brutal and heartbreaking, but those moments of lightheartedness and humour really bring everything together for this book. Can definitely see why it was longlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction in 2023, because it's really good. I thought it was fantastic. Would really recommend this. I really enjoyed that. And then yesterday, before I went to work, I did some shopping. So I got some bits for the flat that I needed, some like bedding and stuff. Honestly, I don't know whether I should do like a haul part in the move-in video. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. You know what, yeah, we'll do that after this, because I haven't really done that. So in the move-in video that I've been creating, I've been showing like the flat where I first started, where I've got to in like the middle of moving and stuff, but I haven't actually shown like a haul of things that I've bought. A lot of the time what's been happening is I'll buy things and I'll take it over to the flat and automatically put it away. So yeah, maybe I'll do like a little mini haul of just some bits that I got and put that in the move-in vlog. I'm really looking forward to doing like the decorating parts and stuff and organising that. I have no idea how long that video is going to be. I don't really want to split it into two parts. I kind of just want to have one move-in vlog and then one bookshelf vlog. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll talk about it in Discord, and because Discord honestly helps me decide a lot of things. Like, I had a themed weekly vlog that I want to do, and there's two that I want to do, but I didn't know what order to do them in, and it was really helpful to just be able to be like, hey, can you help me with this, and vote, and it just makes my life a lot easier. So maybe I'll vote on whether we want. I don't know. For me, I feel like the video's not complete until the flat is complete, so I would rather it in one video. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I did some shopping, I got a couple things, and one I really wanted to show in here as well, because it's awesome. Did I need this? Well, kind of, but not necessarily. It is this mushroom mug. Look how cool this is. Oh my god, I saw this in TK Maxx and I just fell in love with it. I mean, I was looking to get a couple of cups anyway. Well, I say a couple. I was looking to get a extra mug anyway, just so I have enough. And I'm very much not the person that wants matching cups, because that's just not me. I've got that for glasses. That's it. Like, I don't want my matching mugs. That just doesn't happen. But I really loved this. I thought it was so adorable. I saw it, automatically had to have it. It is just perfect. So that is one of the cups that I got yesterday. And then in the post, I received this, which I'm very excited about. This is one that I picked up for myself. I absolutely love it. I'm definitely going to be doing a couple of gallery walls in my flat, because I've got loads of wall space. So I'm really excited to put that together. And then, as you saw, I did pop into the works. Not 4 books, but that was the only thing I ended up getting in the end. And of course, I got a murder mystery. So this is Death Comes to Marlowe by Robert Thorogood. This is the second book in the Marlowe Murder Club series. I loved the first one. Really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, they didn't have the first one because I don't actually own that one. I read it on my Kindle, but the fact that they had the second one for £3, like, I'm not going to pass that up. That is so good. It's meant to be £9.99, and the fact that I got it for £3 is amazing. So I'm really, really pleased with this. Another murder mystery. Can't wait to get into it. I adored the first book so freaking much. It was a great cast of characters. It was so fun and entertaining. So I'm really pleased I have this second one, and I'm always on the hunt for more. Look, do I need to be buying books when I'm currently moving? No, but it was £3. So we got it because I was very happy with that. So that is the little mini haul. Regarding books, I've read only a tiny bit more of the ebook. I haven't actually read loads. Still giving me those cozy vibes. Really intrigued by the actual mystery and what's going on there, but I don't have that much more to add because I've barely read any more of it. I am planning to pick up another physical book. We'll see whether I can get it finished. Let me grab it actually, because it's behind you. The angle probably changed because I managed to kick my tripod as I was sitting back down. But anyway, I'm thinking to start Songbringer by Hannah Kennell, because this is a short book, 367 pages long. So okay, it's not that short. This is a really gorgeous edition. I'm very happy with this. This is the one that was available for voting in my TBR game. So for those of you that don't know, I have a TBR game, and every single month I get 2 book options that for you to vote between. Songbringer won by a landslide, and to be honest, I'm really happy with that. The other option I'm giving to my sister instead, because I every time I think about reading it, I don't want to read it. Instead of doing Songbringer, this is a continuation of God Killer. Really looking forward to getting back into this one. This is a world where gods are created through beliefs, so you have lots and lots of different gods, because if you believe in something enough and enough people start believing in it, a god will get created. The more people then start believing in it, the stronger the god becomes through worship and things like this. Gods, however, are not allowed in this world, and so people go around killing them, hence why the first book was called God Killer. Really intrigued to see where this one goes. I'm hoping to get it finished this week, but at the same time, if it goes on into a little bit into next week, is what it is. But I've definitely prioritized my TBR on the books I need to read. So after this, I have got 2 more priority books that I want to read. One is a murder mystery, because next week that's when I want to do my murder mystery vlog. Everything's been shuffled around a bit. And then after that, I want to spend the last 2 weeks of May finishing the Discord book club pick, which I haven't actually started yet. My editions are really chunky editions, so I don't know how long it's going to take me to read. That's the thing. I did have a couple of rereads that I really wanted to get to this month. That's not happening, I don't think. But hopefully we can definitely get a good chunk of this one read. That is the plans. But like I say, today is a busy day, so I'm going to have a quick bit of breakfast, and then we're just gonna start getting on with the day, because I've got so much I want to do at the flat. I want to rearrange the way I've got the bedroom laid out, because I'm really not happy with how the bed looks. So I want to rearrange that, drop off some more stuff, come back, and hopefully do another 2 runs. We'll see. I mean, at this point I am getting quite a lot done, but I would like to not have to do this after my early shifts. Like, once or twice is fine, but after waking up at 5:30 in the morning, working for 9 hours, the last thing I want to do is then be taking stuff to the flat. So ideally, if I can get a lot done today, that means I don't have to do it on my early morning shifts. So, have you probably heard a lot of all of that waffle quite a few times? Probably. I apologise. It's what happens here on the channel. I ramble a lot, and a lot of you seem to really like it, so thank you for that. But yes, right, food, and then we've got a busy day, so we're gonna get on with it. And hopefully next time I see you, I would have started this. I don't think I'm gonna finish it, but hopefully started. That would be good. Right, anyway, let's go. gorgeous day today. It is so warm and beautiful. I've just finished work. My cat is playing with a bag, so if you hear any rustling, that's why. Oh my gosh, this room sounds so echoey, at least to me, because so much of my stuff has left. Like, you can tell from this, like, there's empty space and stuff. Like, I haven't seen my shelves this empty in such a long time. It feels like forever since I've spoken to you though, so I feel really rambly. It does feel like forever. I know I last spoke to you Wednesday, mainly because I looked back on my notes on my phone because I keep track of the days I update, so it makes the editing easier. And I was like, oh, has it really only been 2 days? It has only been 2 days, but it's been a good 2 days. I'm not gonna lie, I had a good couple days off. I had a really productive Wednesday. I did so much on Wednesday. Like, I moved so much stuff. I ended up doing 3 runs to the flat in terms of just moving stuff, reorganizing my bedroom, getting the layout how I want it in my flat, and, you know, just organizing some bits, and it's looking really good. I'm really excited to show you. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how much I did Wednesday. I didn't get any editing done, so that's what I need to do today. I can't do any more with regards to packing up things because I need to edit, otherwise we're not going to get videos out on time. So that's what this evening is going to be. Then Thursday I went to Greenwich with my partners. That was a really nice day as well, actually, because yesterday was really warm as well, so we ended up going to Greenwich and had a nice little relax. Didn't actually film too much on that day, but we did come across this really nice fudge place, and they let you sample all of their fudge. Like, you could sample every flavor combination that they had, and it was good fudge. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good fudge. So that was a really nice day. And then this morning I've been at work and it's been really sunny and beautiful, and it's just been great. But I do have reading updates to give you. I have made really good progress with Kestrian. The first one was Mordax, and I liked it. I liked the first book. This is a really good continuation on from it, I think. We get to see the characters that we saw in the first book. We're getting to see some of our main characters past, as well as seeing the developments on the future and this war that's happening. I really like that. I like that we have Flynn in this, which is kind of like your soul in a way. I think is the easiest way to describe it. Losing that and things can happen to your Flynn affects you as a person. I really like that concept, and I like the whole vibe that this book gives off, that it feels like a folklore story, and that is because a lot of this is based on folklore. And even in this book, like, we've had some songs and stuff, and that's actually based on traditional things that have happened in folklore, and I love that. So I really like this. It really gives me those comforting vibe from a folklore based story. So, like, folklore stories, they're not necessarily bright, happy stories, but there's something comforting about them, and I think just because of how often they have been told, how familiar we are with them, and this book gives me those same vibes. There are stakes, like, especially at the moment, some of the things that are happening and stuff, because I'm pretty much done with this book. I'm at, like, the last 2 chapters. I couldn't quite finish it at work. It's just so good, like, the building, the apprehension of it all, I'm really enjoying. And what is interesting about this book in particular is the roles that, like, birds play in it, which I'm enjoying. I would recommend this. Like, it's a nice cozy time. Like, it's not something I personally feel like I need to focus a lot on, but it's engaging, and I like the character work enough that I want to keep reading. So it's a good one. It's a good cozy time, and thank you again to Mark for sending this to me, and I do plan on finishing it literally this evening. But I'm also really curious because they're just characters that we met in the first book that have been developed more. There is a witch in this. There's lots of different things that are going on. I like the way the world's being explored. I don't want to give you loads of spoilers, but it's good. It's interesting. I'm enjoying it a lot. And then we have the second book I've been reading, which I'm not actually as far into as I'd hope, especially because I was off for 2 days, but I did say how busy I was going to be. I have made progress with Sunbringer. I am now on page 135 on chapter 17. I'm in between. Excuse me. My cat is being a menace today. Hang on. Excuse me. I think she's getting a bit nervous because so much of my stuff is leaving. She's not normally in my room this much unless my nephew is over, but she yells at me. I mean, she normally yells at me a lot. She doesn't like it if I leave the house normally. She likes to yell at me for doing that, but it's even more so, like, she's very clingy at the minute, and it's really hard because you can't explain to them what's going on, but yeah, she's extra show me attention. Bless her. Anyway, that was a tangent. But yeah, this book I find really easy to pick up and put down. The chapters are really short, and I have to admit I was a little bit worried going into this that because I read God Killer at the beginning of last year that I might not remember everything about that first book and the different things that were happening. Like, I remembered the premise about the gods, about how the beliefs, there are so many different types of gods, and the more belief and faith that they have, the more tokens that are given to the gods to prove their belief in them, the more stronger they would become, and how it's that made them go, you know what, gods we can't have anymore, because some of them are just too horrific to have around, like this particular fire god who demands sacrifices by fire, and it was hurting people. People were being sacrificed to this god against their will, and there was a lot going on. And so it was like, you know what, god killers are a thing. And I knew that, but all the other, you know, like the intricate bits that make up an actual story, I had forgotten a lot of. But this book actually does a good job of reminding you what happened, but not in an info dumpy way, which I just think is so expertly done. This also does not give me second book syndrome at all so far. I'm really enjoying the continuation of it, the development of where we left it to where our characters are now, and the things that they're having to deal with, and how the start of that book, the way it was done, this is what it's building up to, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the fact that we still have the perspective of one of the gods in here. It's like this little god of white lies that you meet in the first book, and all the different characters that we met in that first book, like seeing their perspective, seeing things grow, seeing more of other characters and developing that. It's just good. It's really good. Honestly, it's really hard. Like, I'm loving May because I'm doing a month of continuing series, which is great. But it's also really hard to tell you what's going on without giving away spoilers, because, well, I don't want to tell you what the second book or the third book in a series is about, because, actually, to be fair, I think I've only read second book. Yeah, I've literally only been reading second books in series this month so far. I don't want to tell you because that's going to give away the plot of the first book and the second book, and I don't want to do that. So I'm having to keep it vague, but I'm enjoying it. It's a really good time. It's really cozy. It's really easy to read. It's also really easy to pick up and put down. And I'm, like I say, pleasantly surprised at the fact that I don't need to reread this to remember all the different things that happened. Also, the representation in this is really good. You've got disability rep in here. You've got transgender. You've got sapphic. You've got bisexual. Like, there's so much representation in this book, which I really appreciate as well, especially the disability rep, because I do think fantasy books any books, to be fair, you have such an opportunity to be more inclusive, and I do feel like disability books is where we don't get as many. And, you know, it's always the main protagonists have to be this like beautiful, well-formed person to be able to do these things, and, you know, that's just not true. You can have a disability, you can be the non-standard beautiful, like, it doesn't have to be this way. So I really appreciate that that book does that and it covers that, and, you know, it should definitely be something more that we have. But that's a whole nother tangent. As you can tell, like I said, I am in a really chatty mood today, and it's a combination of being tired from my first early shift, to also it being just a beautiful day in general, to then having really good books to talk to you about, and also just having loads of chaotic energy, which I actually need to put into editing videos and not rambling, but here we are. So yeah, really pleased with this. I would like to say I'm gonna get this finished. I don't know though, because like I say, today I really need to edit. I would like to read another 50 pages this evening. That would be really nice. And then tomorrow I'm at work, and Sunday I'm at work. Ideally, I would like to finish this Sunday so I can start off the new vlog fresh. But I don't know. I've got like 132 pages left to go, which isn't that much, but considering how busy I've been, I don't know. I'm gonna stop nattering your ear off. Thank you so much for putting up with me. Do some washing, because my pile of washing is huge. So get that done, get some editing done, and then do some food. another really hot summery day and I have been living for it. I've had a really relaxing day at work as well, which has been great. But it is time to finish this vlog because I did finish Sunbringer by Hannah Kenner and I really enjoyed this. This was really good. I had so much fun. I really like the direction that this is going in and I'm really intrigued to see how the next book develops. It's a really interesting plotline, which of course I can't talk about because of spoilers, but I'm really enjoying it. And this one really didn't give me middle book syndrome. I really liked the pacing of this one. I liked the different things that were happening and I did like the twists and turns that we got. I just thought it was really well done. I enjoyed all the characters. It was really interesting as well to see one of our characters, Inara. She's this younger girl, well she's kind of growing into womanhood, so like a teenager really, and you see her struggles and how she's growing and accepting things and learning things about herself and her beliefs and the things that she wants, her struggles with that and trying to deal with all of that. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I liked her character development. I thought it was really good. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was fantastic. And then I also finished Kestrion, which I did like the ending of this. I just think what I've said, it is a nice cozy folklore feeling tale and it just really worked. And while this isn't going to be my favorite series ever, it's still a really good time and it does work for those cozy, easier to read vibes when I want that. So I would really recommend. So if you are interested in a indie cozy fantasy, give this a try. Give this series a try. Like, it's really good. I really am enjoying it. Thank you again to Mark for sending me that. I very much enjoyed it. And then of course we started off the week with The Bandit Queens, which I really enjoyed. I don't have the physical copy to show you anymore because that had to go back to the library, but this is definitely an underrated book. It's definitely one that needs to be talked about a bit more and just shown off a little bit more and have a little bit more love because I think it's really good. But do check your trigger warnings because like I said, it is very frank about the things that the women are dealing with in this rural Indian village, and you know, it doesn't shy away from it. It's very matter of fact. This is their life. These are the things they have to put up with, and you know, it does make for uncomfortable reading at times, but I do think it's really blended well with the humorous side of this, which I loved. Like, I really enjoyed that humor. I loved seeing these women come together. I loved seeing them push back against the constraints that society have put on them. Like, I really enjoyed that. So overall, this reading week has been amazing, and I finished 2 physical reads, which I was not expecting to do this week, so I'm really happy with the amount of reading that's got done. It's put me in a really nice position for the rest of the month, so I'm really happy. You know, it's been such a productive week. I've got the books read that I wanted and I've been able to do quite a bit with my flat, so it's all going well, which is great. But before I wrap this up, I did want to show off a couple things. First of all, we have a little orchid because it is my birthday today, and so my mum gave me an orchid which is so pretty. I'm keeping it in this because when I'll be moving it to the flat, this cellophane can at least protect it with the move, but maybe keep it away from the counter. And I also got some books. So these are all gifts from my mum, my stepdad and my brother. So they got me the orchid, some books as well, which I'm very excited about. Actually 2 of these books I've not heard of, so we'll start off with the book I have heard of and one that I was really looking forward to reading, and that is The Beholders by Hester Musson. This is one that I was interested in because of Katie over at Books and Things. I'll have her channel linked below. She blurbed the back of this and has been talking about how good it is, so I was very interested in it. This one is a historical thriller which sounds amazing. We are set in 1878 where the body of a boy is pulled from the depths of the Thames, suspected of being the beloved missing child of the widely admired Liberal MP Ralph Gethin. 4 months earlier, Harriet Watkins is a young maid newly employed at Finton Hall. Fleeing the drudgery of an unwanted engagement in the small village where she grew up, Harriet is entranced by the grand country hall. She is entranced too by her glamorous mistress Clara Gethin, whose unearthly singing voice floats through the house. But Clara, though captivating, is erratic. The master of the house is a much lauded politician, but he is strangely absent, and some of their beautiful belongings seem to tell terrible stories. Unable to ignore her growing unease, Harriet sets out to discover their secrets. When she uncovers a shocking truth, a chain of events is set in motion that could cost Harriet everything, even her freedom. It sounds really good and I'm very intrigued, and like I say, this was very much a book that was only on my radar because of Katie, and I'm so thankful to my mum for picking this one up. It does sound absolutely amazing. I would like to get to this one soon. And then we have two books that I've never heard of but sound really interesting, so I'm gonna go with this one first. So this is The Housekeepers by Alex Hay, and this one is a historical heist story that Jennifer Saint has blurbed, and it does sound pretty entertaining, so I feel like this is gonna be a book for when I want something that's really fun, fast-paced, easy to read. I feel like this is going to be perfect for that. So we have upstairs, Madam is planning the party of the season. Downstairs, the servants are plotting the heist of the century. All eyes are on the grandest house in Mayfair as the countdown to their lavish summer ball begins. Everything must be perfect, but with the chandeliers gleaming and cellars stocked, loyal housekeeper Mrs. King is suddenly dismissed. As the clock strikes 12 on the night of the ball, Mrs. King will return to strip the house of its riches, right under the nose of her former employer, and she knows just who to recruit to pull off the impossible. A bold alliance of women with nothing left to lose and every reason for revenge. It sounds so good. Honestly, it does sound really entertaining, and I've not heard of this one before, so please let me know if you've read this one. I think this is going to be a really fun time. And then we have The Ferryman by Justin Cronin. I've not read anything by this author before. Again, I've not heard of this before, but it seems quite interesting. It has been blurbed by Andy Ware, where it says a mind-bending novel full of big ideas and a roller coaster's worth of twists and turns. So that seems really intriguing. But this one says, the islands of Prospera lie in a vast ocean in splendid isolation from the rest of humanity, or whatever remains of it. Surrounded by sun and sea and stars, their world is perfect, but every paradise comes at a price. When the truth behind theirs is revealed, it will end in a way of life and start a revolution that will change the course of humanity itself. And it will all begin with one person hearing these simple words: the world is not the world. It sounds really good. It doesn't sound like anything I've ever read before, so that has me really intrigued for it. So yeah, please let me know if you have read this one, what you thought of it. Like I said, I've never read it, never read anything by this author. It sounds really good, but I honestly don't know what to expect. So please let me know. Honestly, I'm really pleased with these three books. I think they're going to be great additions and I'm excited to read all of them. So please let me know if you've read any of these and what you think of them. And also just let me know how you've been. How's your week been? Have you read any of the books that I've read this week? But I am going to leave it there. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, what do we put? Put a crown for Bandit Queens, because that was such a good book. I really did enjoy it and I would recommend, and eventually I wouldn't mind getting a copy for my shelves. This is the only thing, because it's like I enjoy reading books so much. When I'm then reading them from the library, which I've been doing a bit more, I then want physical copies of them, so it's not actually helping me to stop book buying. But this is not the time for a tangent because we are wrapping it up. So if you've made it this far or you just don't know what you would like to comment, leave a little crown emoji in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch these videos, that takes the time to comment or share them. Like, it means so much, so truly thank you. And if you have enjoyed this video, please consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribe, commenting. Those three things really help this channel grow. My social media links and anyone I've mentioned will be linked below for you, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.